PS5 price to rise in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. Oh, I thought the tariffs was like an American thing, guys. What's happening here? With the backdrop of challenging economic environment, including high inflation and fluctuating exchange rates, SIE has made a tough decision to raise the recommended retail price (RRP) of the PlayStation 5 console in select markets in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. Damn, basically everything but China, Japan, America, and Canada. The updated PS5 RRPs are effective starting April 14th. Oh shit, so they announced this on Sunday, like yesterday, and now it's the 14th as I'm recording this or talking about this, and it automatically just flipped. They didn't even give people like a day or two to digest this and go out and get it. Like, what time did this come through? I wonder, like in those time zones, because maybe it came through like same day. They like announced this and that was it. There was no like gap, which is wild to me. That means they had to have probably given advance notice to the retail stores. Additionally, the disk drive for PS5 will be getting a decrease. What? So they're raising the price of the digital and physical edition, but then lowering the price of what? That makes no sense. Why? If they're saying here, due to high inflation and fluctuating exchange rates, why is the disk drive getting a decrease? RRP stands for recommended retail price, by the way. I'm so confused right now. That is so weird. But that is wild to me. This is now, I believe, the second price increase for the PS5 during its lifetime. And what's crazy about this is historically, prices on technology as time goes on always goes down in price. So I guess, I mean, living in a time with inflation going wild and exchange rates going wild, I would imagine part of this is fallout from the COVID stuff and the uncertain times. But what? That is wild. In Europe, the price of the PS5 digital edition is now $499.99. That's $50 increase, and now $100 for PS5 digital edition launch price in Europe, which was $399. Wow. The UK is getting a pricier PS5 digital edition too. It's now $429.99. That's an extra $40 compared to what the console cost last week, and $70 more than the console's original price in the UK of $359. By the way, I know we don't typically go down this road, but inflation is a tax on the people. And for you gamers out there, this is how you can realize that. Because the money you earned last week at your job is now worth less. And inflation is now charging you more for the same amount of money that you make at your job. Somebody's making the money somewhere, by the way. Curious how that works. The money's going to be going somewhere, or somebody's going to be spending your money somewhere. In Australia and New Zealand, both the PS5 digital edition and standard PS5 with a 4K Blu-ray disc drive getting a price increase. Here's how the price changes work in each country. Australia, $825, so it's up 30. The digital is up 100. So the physical is up 30. This is crazy. Like, the price changes make no sense whatsoever. Why is the disc drive just up 30, but the digital is up 100? Something ain't right with this. This is crazy. The price of the PS5 Pro is not changing. Why? Why would the standard PlayStation 5 go up, but the PS5 Pro not? And furthermore, why would the Blu-ray add-on go down in price? These things do not match what they claim to be inflation. It almost strikes me as people are willing to pay it. We've tested the market and we can sense it. So, sure, if we're struggling keeping them in stock, raise the price, make more money, and blame it on something else. Sony previously raised the price of the PS5 in Canada, Mexico, Europe, UK, Australia, Japan, and China back in 2022. At the time, Jim Ryan blamed challenging economic conditions. Oh, that sounds familiar, including global inflation rates and adverse currency trends. So I'm sure when global deflation happens and good currency trends happen, they'll lower the price substantially, right? As with the price bumps issued in 2022, customers in the US have avoided seeing a price increase on the PS5 consoles this round. Sony appears to be protecting its biggest market from price hikes by offloading the impact of President Donald Trump's chaotic tariff scheme and its effect on exchange rates to other territories. Hey, whoever wrote this, your Orange Man Bad TDS is showing. Sony appears to be offloading the impact of President Donald Trump's chaotic tariffs scheme. I don't know about you guys, but that sure sounds like some biased writing right there. and some guesswork. Trust me, bro. That's totally what they're doing because Orange Man Bad, even though he already said that it's not happening now. But whatever. It's fine because Orange Man Bad. I can't believe they waited to the very end to squeeze the slam on Trump. I'm like, this literally has nothing to do with Trump. If anything, this is everywhere else. And they still find a way to say, oh yeah, but yeah, I'm sure Trump had something to do with it because of reasons. That's impressive. Vat Killer says, US tariffs have nothing to do with other countries' pricing. They don't pay that tariff. Lol. This guy said the price increase is directly related to inflation and Nintendo's setting a new low limit price. The tariffs are just a good excuse. The reality is Nintendo doesn't sell consoles at a loss where MS and Sony do. If the Switch is as high as it costs, then Sony must be bleeding more money than they would like. People should be concerned what the PS6 will go for. I mean, they can sell these consoles at whatever price they want to. That doesn't mean people will buy those consoles. I'm a firm believer in thinking that any of these mainline consoles, whenever they launch, the secret's out, they will sell out immediately every time. But what happens after that? That's what no one ever talks about. It's like, oh wait, now no one's buying it. I do wonder if the Switch 2 will launch at, what is it, $500, assuming they don't raise the price of it. What people will do 2 years from now, 3 years from now, if they'll think, yeah, this is worth it to me, I'll buy that. Or if they'll just be like, no, my Switch is fine. I don't need a Switch 2. Why would I buy a Switch 2 if the games cost $20 more? It makes no sense, especially if the Switch has how many Switches out there? Like 350 million of them sold or something insane. They're going to be making games for both consoles moving forward for a long while. And that being the case, looking at the differences between the two, it's like, I'm good with my Switch. Veronica, I'm sure you're legit. As an Australian, there's really just no way to say thanks, America, hard enough. Yeah, because America has everything to do with Sony of Japan raising the prices in other countries. Yeah, that's America's fault because I guess that last line there. That's garbage that they're making the rest of the world pay for American tariffs. Garbage, Sony. Wait, the tariffs aren't happening, first of all. And secondly, that's not how tariffs work, even if they were happening. Okay, I'm legitimately confused. Why would the prices be going up in non-US regions while the US price isn't going up if the US is putting tariffs on literally everything? Aren't console makers content to sell at a loss if the US gains the market share for selling games but can't do so in other regions? Yeah, exactly. There's the thought. There is, by the way, there is the thought, meaning someone with TDS just had to find a reason for it. That because the US is large console market, Sony may be raising the price in other regions to offset the losses in the US. That is the biggest cope I've ever heard in my life. That is not how business operates. They're not like, oh, that's a big market over there. So let's just keep it a low price and keep losing money on that big market and raise it on everyone else that isn't a big market. Oh my God. This is some serious cope going on in the comment section too. But there are some people with some sense at least. But yeah, Sony's raising the price again of the PS5. So yeah, hope you have a PS5 if you ever wanted one, especially if you live outside of the US because yikes.